Welcome back to episode 2 of the Real Talk podcast. Quick takes.
Quick dates. Ah, you keep on doing that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great to do an outdated reference. So just in case this is your first time watching, basically what Nevis and I are going to do is we both watched a movie that the other one has not seen, and we're just going to pitch it to each other. And at the end of it, we're going to be like, should you watch this movie? Yes or no? What did we like? What did we hate? Nevis, what did you watch this week?
Well, what I watched this week was a little indie film called Ghostbusters Afterlife. Have you heard of this movie?
No.
Heard of this movie? You never heard of this
Honestly,
movie? It's based off of a smaller IP.
I'm not even joking. I didn't even know they were making another Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the history behind it was this. So Ghostbusters 2 was released in 1989.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make a third one for so long, but cast members, crew members, they did not get along. Something happened, budget, shit like that. So, unfortunately, one of the actors, Harold Ramis, who was one of the Ghostbusters, passed away in 2014. So that kind of just ended the Ghostbusters 3 topic.
Gotcha.
Until a year later, they announced the reboot Ghostbusters film.
That's
which
what I remember.
Everyone loved, right? Everyone loved that.
Oh, yeah.
There was
It was
no
fantastic.
controversy whatsoever.
It was a great movie.
2016 was
So much
the
better
year
than
for no controversy.
Godfather, Citizen Kane.
Besides the point, it did not do well at the box office.
Obviously.
So what do they do instead? Well, they course corrected. So they do a soft reboot / sequel.
So this was a reboot?
It was a soft reboot. It had its moments. I think what I liked about it was when it tried to be its own thing. Because, like, when you're dealing with Ghostbusters or any type of popular franchise, the last thing you want to do is do the same shit over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So when they didn't, when I saw Finn Wolfhard's character and the other kids, like, characters moving and stuff and going to different places and exploring and stuff, I thought that was cool. It was kind of like Stranger Things, but, like, set in 2021. Yeah, that's the year. But it was cool. I liked the dry humor too.
Okay.
There was a lot of dry humor in it. I was like, okay, I kind of like this. But here's where it stopped.
Oh no. I was actually getting into this. I was like, okay, good movie.
At the very end of the movie, they just recreate the first movie. Like, it's the same villain from the first movie. It's the same climax. It's the same everything. And I was like, I wanted this to be something more than just like, oh, we're doing this again. It was like it was like the Force Awakens type of, but like worse.
Yeah, I was about to say Force Awakens, but
it copied so much from
Force
that
Awakens,
movie in
yeah.
terms of pacing and structure. They were
Yeah.
like, oh, let's just do the same thing, except instead of it being set in New York City, it's a small town. And it's like, but you're not adding any new ghosts. You're not adding new like narrative. It's just kind of the same. So yeah, I also wasn't a fan of them bringing back Harold Ramis in CGI form.
they did. Oh no,
Yeah,
they did that.
was bad. They kept on. They
We haven't figured it out yet. Can we not do that?
Can we not do that,
for,
like,
the
period?
next 10 years?
I don't want to see that ever again. Aside from those issues, it's not a bad sequel.
Really?
I would say it's like pretty average.
Okay, so let's say I did this in the last episode, so I think we're just gonna roll with it. Let's put the original movie at a 10. Right? Obviously, these movies aren't 10 out of 10s
Out of 10.
critically.
Yeah.
But let's say that the original movie's a 10. Where does this fall from 1 to 10?
Ghostbusters Afterlife, I would say, if I'm gonna be generous, a 6. That's a generous 6.
Okay.
If I'm putting Ghostbusters 10, and I think Ghostbusters 2 would also be like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
And then the reboot Ghostbusters, I'd probably be my least favorite because I wasn't a fan of the humor. I thought it was pretty boring. So
Yeah, I'd put that at a 1.
the 2016 one, the
yeah.
Kristen Wiig and stuff. Yeah,
Chris Hemsworth and
I
everything.
couldn't. So Josh, what did you watch this week?
I finally got around to watching Red Notice.
Oh yeah, the Rock,
The Rock.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yep,
Gal Gadot.
The
The trio.
Yeah, well,
How was it?
in my last episode, I was like, oh, I hope this movie's probably gonna be good, It wasn't.
Oof.
This is the first movie in a while that I watched it and a line was delivered and I literally went, oh my god.
What was the line, Josh?
When the Rock just looks at when they're talking about the dads and the Rock's like, your dad was a cop, so you became a crook. My dad was a crook, so I became a cop. You and I were not so different. I was like, oh my, shut the fuck up. I'm watching it, and about 20 minutes in, I'm like, this movie is really holding my hand while it's telling its story. Like, characters are explaining what happened without any room for me to make an inference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when like a movie, something happens and you'll be like, oh, that's what he did when he did that 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, this one, something happens, and then 20 minutes later, when it's revealed, it's like a little flashback. Well, when you did this, I did that, and then this happened, and like that's so 2006 from the get-go. I was like, I'm getting a lot of Fast and Furious 6 vibes.
Oh my god.
I'm getting a lot of Get Smart vibes. There's gonna be a twist at the end. Somebody's gonna be the bad guy that was that was kind of like constructing this entire thing. Who's it gonna be? And there's a cop in it who is, I'm like, it's gotta be her. It's gotta be Das, you know? And it's not, and I'm like, sorry for spoiling that, dude, but,
Oh, okay. Who was
like,
it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Fucking
You should watch it. Do you want me to spoil it? Like, if
You want me to watch it? It sounds like a bad movie from how you're describing it.
I wouldn't watch it again. It's a pretty average movie. It's an enjoyable 2 hours. What carried it was just the actors, you know, Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. They're great in it, you know. Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, they kind of have. I don't know if they have the best chemistry. Like, they have good chemistry, but it's not like Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, where it's like, this is what I want to see. It's not like Ryan Reynolds and what's his name, Jake Gyllenhaal. They have that.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what to watch on Netflix and you just want to kill 2 hours, you know, put on Red Notice. You'll have a few chuckles. It's a decent story. It holds your hand a lot, which is what I hate.
How many times did Dwayne The Rock Johnson raise his eyebrow?
Oh, I don't think he does.
Get the fuck out of here.
He doesn't.
He doesn't?
Ah.
Does he sing his rap? No.
No.
Dude,
that song's like a month old, man.
I
Let it
know,
go.
but he could have re-released it. I don't know.
And the action was all right. There's like one portion where it's a pretty well choreographed fight. But other than that, there's not really that much like going on. There's a lot of like shooting at people. And, you know, just some creative stuff. But again, I mean, the reason I watched it, the reason I was okay with watching it, and I told you guys I'll watch it, is because I was like, it's got The Rock, it's got Ryan Reynolds. I'm Canadian, he's Canadian, so I'll probably like it.
True.
And, you know, Gal Gadot is beautiful, so I was like, let's watch Gal Gadot.
It is the most expensive Netflix film.
Is it?
Yep.
Really?
I think close to $300 million it cost to make.
Dios mío.
Yeah, they're really.
Where did that money go?
Netflix has some of it, for sure. They're rich, man.
I know they're rich, but why did they need to spend so much money? They could have just built a set of Egypt.
Josh, I'm telling you, those paychecks.
Oh, and there's also it's a MacGuffin movie. It's like a.
Oh, the egg?
Yeah, the egg.
They have an egg?
Yeah.
Holy shit, there's an egg! I fucking guessed that, man. I was like,
they're
yo, is it an egg?
We need to get. They're like, we need to get Cleopatra's lost egg.
Fucking Cleopatra had an egg?
Yeah, there's a whole like Mark Anthony gifted her 3 eggs to like show.
Mark Anthony?
Yeah.
Mark Anthony? Mark Anthony, the singer? Mark Anthony, the singer? Is it actually?
Have you read a book before?
So they didn't make the Mark Anthony joke, and they didn't have the Rock eyebrow raise. Like, I'm sorry, Josh. This sounds like wasted potential.
It probably, and there's a sequel. They're gonna make a sequel. They set up a sequel, obviously, because it's Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix, Disney. They're gonna make a sequel.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it, but I was actually telling Carrie this the other night when I told her I watched it. I was like, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it in the same way that like I watched John Wick 3, or like when I watched like a movie where it's like, oh, chapter 3 is coming out. Well, I'm gonna watch the first one and the second one again before I go see the third one.
Yeah.
This is probably a movie that I'm gonna just hastily remember what happened in the first. I'm not gonna watch this movie again. So hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave us a like, subscribe to our channel, maybe share this with your friends because we really want to get more views. And just so you guys know, our main hustle is the podcast. So if you guys want to see us ramble a little bit more about movies that we really enjoy, check out our podcast. It's on Spotify. It's on our YouTube channel. And yeah, with all that being said, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace out, y'all.